There are some teeth that do better with a root canal than others. This is not one of them. This tooth has been very infected. It's down into the gum. It's down here. It's down there. It's played havoc with you, which I reflected back on my whole last year of healing, and I could say, it certainly did. Now, the x-ray that they took, the first words out of the technician's mouth were, "Would you like to know what meridian this is on and what organs are involved?" To someone like myself, who wants to get to the core, I want to do my part in my healing. So, of course, I'd want to know. Is it the stomach? Is it the spleen? Which organ? And can they figure out when it might have been compromised? Because I would try to go back in as a light surgeon and undo all of the trauma around the essence, the beginning of it. When she said that, I had to hold my hat. I was so excited. As we proceeded, because he did say, it should come out sooner rather than later. Of course, I asked him, so if I leave it in there, what's the big deal? It'll just take care of itself. And I told him, I'm doing sacred geometry on it, and I'm trying to heal it. And he very gently said, some things get so out of balance that it can't be healed. I believe what he said at this moment, because that's the consciousness on the planet. But for some of you, if you've ever read the series called the Masters of the Far East, there will come a day when his statement is no longer true. There will be a bigger truth, because you can heal the stuff. I just don't know how yet. There are masters that can do it. So it's like, I'm chomping at the bit to get there, but couldn't get there. So he said it should come out sooner rather than later. I say to him, if it was your wife or yourself, what would you do? Get that out. Okay, what are you doing now? And that tooth came out. Now, he also said, it's been so compromised, it may come out in pieces. And I thought, okay, I hear you. Thank you very much. That gave me my next opportunity to help him. I knew who I had walked in there with. One of my wonderful off-the-planet helpers is an entity who goes by the name of Hilarion. Hilarion stands behind all healing. Those of you who have healing issues, will you please call upon my buddy, Hilarion, Hilarion. And the other, of course, is the Archangel Raphael. It doesn't get any better. So immediately, the sensation was Hilarion was operating through his hands to pull the tooth, and I had not even a flicker of a doubt that this tooth would not come out absolutely whole, which of course it did. In the meantime, as he's doing that, because this is like treating the whole body, his lovely helper is saying to me, would you like essential oils? Would you like some acupressure? And I'm like, oh yeah, sock it to me. I have not felt one bit of pain during, after, or since. And he polished it off. You think it can't get any better. He polished it off with, we finish up here with a little laser, because laser is light and light heals. I'm like, you won my heart, buddy. You have won my heart. So for those, look, we're all healing from something. We've all got stuff. Try as best you can to get to the source. How did you concoct this thing? Be accountable. My tooth didn't just go, upside down all by itself. It had a lot of help along the way. Probably, from best I can figure out, from worry. And I would tell you a lot of this worry probably came around the year 2008 and 2009 when things were topsy-turvy in my world. So it took that long for it to be complete. And to me, it's like the most wonderful thing, because by this being completed, finally, I had a huge sense of openings, and that's really what today's talk is about, believe it or not. So here's what's happening. There has been a very big galactic shift, and the shift happened between Thursday and Friday. And the shift had to do with a completion of the old, giving way to huge expansion. It's very much like now the old field has been tilled. That's kind of everything's been dredged up. Seeds were planted, and now the flowers are starting to come up and they're bursting. And that's the sensation that's here for you. It is a whole new vision. And if you can allow it and accept it, the first sensation is you're actually going to almost feel your body has expanded. And I don't mean in a way that you feel like you gained 10 pounds. That expansion, though, of height and depth, like you've been heightened and deepened almost simultaneously, that's very true. And then you'll get the sensation that this expansion is going in 8 other directions. And it's expanding your thoughts, your ability to communicate, your ability to let go. It's like whatever you needed to have a broader experience of, it's opening you to other dimensions of life. And now they're all available. You are the field, but you are also the flowers in the field. All of them. You're it. You're every flower. Every one of you is a gazillions of flowers, meaning different aspects of you can really blossom. The key, the little hitch here is, would you please let go of your hankering or your, your addiction to conflict and resistance. That's what slows down your little buds from just bursting forth. Because truly, within the next 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, they're supposed to be like almost like a poppy field. And why not a poppy field? Why not? Because those poppies can open up your consciousness. I've never tried them, but I understand they can open up your consciousness. And this is the simile. This is the correspondence. Your consciousness is to become brilliant oranges and reds and yellows. And that's what's here for you. And this is supposed to link you, well, it will link you if you can open to it, into what they call the very circumference of the universe. And I am becoming so adept at this let go game. If I were into tattoos, I would actually get one on my forehead saying, "She dropped it," because that's what's happening. And in it, you can actually feel the energies of other dimensions. You can sense it. You can almost see the spaceships. You can almost see the earth dissipating. You can feel your connection with star systems and galaxies. And it really is what I would suspect an LSD trip feels like. LSD probably dates me. I didn't use that either. But whatever they're using now, which, they believe will open them up, although unfortunately it may open them for a second, but then the crash landing is not fun because oftentimes the depression makes them want to leave their body. So it's very interesting, and it all ties in with actually the day today is in galactic energy. It's actually called the Red Skywalker Day. And red always initiates. So initiate is an interesting word. Yes, it means a beginning, but it's an initiation. And so the initiation is becoming, how do I put this? Maybe one of the robed ones, R-O-B-E-D, where the sensation is you get the purple robe, like a king's cloak or a queen's cloak with the golden clasp and the jeweled breastplate. And those jewels were symbolic. Well, they weren't symbolic. They were actual jewels, and they actually, each one pertained to healing different chakras. And in the old days, they knew there were far more than 7 chakras, so they would have a breastplate full of gemstones, and the power of that would be to trigger absolute points in your third eye, in the palm of your hand, in your fingertips, in your toes, that could allow you to first heal yourself. It's always you do you first. So any of you gals that are still trying to fix the world, knock it off. Number one, there is no world. So go back to doing you. So the Red Skywalker is the ambassador of wakefulness. And it's kind of the one that waves its wand to explore dimensions within and without. It's a time-space traveler and a messenger of prophecy. So today, my frequency is very attuned to prophecy. So if I get the sensation that, for example, the feng shui of your house doesn't suit you anymore, the pattern is wrong, the colors are wrong, that's not Elaine that knows that. That is the gift of prophecy. Listen up. And so the Skywalker is a symbol that actually talks of the empty space. You know, a glass is empty. That empty space is what holds the lovely cool water that you're going to drink. An empty room holds the furniture that you're going to put in. So it speaks of the importance of you being empty. And that's why you want to empty yourself of truly all your beliefs. Just go right from stem to stern. All your beliefs, let them go. Drop it, because they're just that. They're beliefs. They're not the presence. The presence is the presence. So this Skywalker energy stands as a vigilant, clear channel, rooted yet very fluid. Also, as I was driving up here, I thought of someone that I want to communicate with later today and tell this person, I am extraordinarily grounded, and yet my antenna is so beautifully hooked in to cosmic understanding that it's the perfect combination. And it allows me to be a full expression of expansive emptiness. That's the gift for all of us. This is just not my gift. So the Skywalker vibration, it invites you, I implore you, to transcend old paradigms and conditionings and ceilings of limitation. Now, I'll give you a great ceiling of limitation. I was speaking to someone who is in the money business, and they were saying, gee, you know, if I went to another firm, they'd probably come back with, you know, she put a number out on it, $4 million worth for me to change. And I was like, huh. And she took that to be, wow, that's really great. And I let her ramble on and said, you know, I was coming at this from a completely other reality. The $4 million is nice, but What's that ceiling about? Why isn't it 8 million, 12 million, 16 million? There